been quite a few video game live-action adaptations, and while some of them have been good, most of them have been pretty terrible, and another that people have been questioning for a while is the upcoming Borderlands movie, and if it was going to be good, if it was at least going to be decent. But now that we've really seen the cast in their full ensembles, and the trailer has released, people are not happy with what they've seen. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or via YouTube memberships. Now, with this movie, I have been skeptical from the very beginning because, of course, the style that Borderlands has, a lot of the character costumes, the humor that is in it, I felt from the beginning it was going to be extremely hard for them to nail the feel of Borderlands, the environment of the world, and actually get these characters good. But it seems that they've taken a quite different approach to the characters, primarily because many of them are aged up and just do not fit the descriptions of their characters and the video game counterparts. Of course, I know that the poster and the trailer are, currently going viral, but this is getting roasted and people are really not happy. I mean, right off the bat, you can tell that it's got a pretty star-studded cast. Like Cate Blanchett's a fantastic actress, Jamie Lee Curtis, you've got Jack Black, Kevin Hart, but none of these castings, except for Tiny Tina's, really fit, because while I love Cate Blanchett, I think she is a fantastic actress, and she's a very pretty woman, do not get me wrong, her character, Lilith, is supposed to be like 25 to 30 max. She's not supposed to be played by a 51-year-old actress. Then we have Jamie Lee Curtis, who, of course, again, is an actress a lot of people like, but at the same time, Dr. Tannis is supposed to be 35, and Jamie Lee Curtis is 65. There's some instances in entertainment where you can get away with picking a slightly older actor or actress, and it ends up turning out fine, but this is not one of those cases. It reminds me of the Cowboy Bebop live-action adaptation. While I do think the actor they chose for Spike was a good actor, he just didn't fit Spike because he was double the age of the character, and it ended up not playing off well, at least in my opinion. And one could argue, oh, well, they're all supposed to be aged up, but Tiny Tina's age is on point, so it doesn't make sense. Some of them are aged up and others aren't. And then you have, of course, Kevin Hart, who does not fit into the role of Roland at all. I personally think that someone like Terry Crews or Idris Elba would have been 100 times better for Roland, and he wasn't a jokester, and it doesn't make sense in the story as to why they chose Kevin Hart, because they took a strong, silent, masculine character of Roland, who was only humorous because of his, dour and gruff personality, and then they cast someone who is just going to serve as the butt of the jokes to most likely make the female characters look better. This just does not look good. And then when you get to the actual trailer itself, I've got to be honest, I don't think it looks all that impressive. The CGI isn't really all that impressive. A lot of the sets, I mean, look at that. The set looks pretty generic. It looks like a movie, and of course it is a movie, right? So you're going to have that in some ways, but I just feel like it looks too cheap and too much like a movie. And some of the action sequences, the way that the characters are moving around is fine, but again, we are talking about relatively short trailers here. Maybe at the end of the day, this will end up being okay, but fans are not buying it because, as you can see over on YouTube, the first exclusive trailer preview that IGN got is sitting at 600,000 views, 5.2k likes to 12,000 dislikes. There are other re-uploads of it, 1.6k likes to 4k dislikes on these trailers, and of course everything's getting roasted on X. People are saying saying things like, this has to be the most random cast ever, and maybe this cast will end up coming together and they will actually have a lot of synergy. That is definitely something that could happen with this movie. But again, in my opinion, I don't know why Hollywood is so against casting younger, attractive actresses to play these younger, attractive characters. Cate Blanchett is a fantastic actress, and I think she can work in a lot of different roles, just not as Lilith. As a day one Borderlands player, I am concerned. What are we, some kind of bargain bin squad? I mean, it just looks so like it's a greetings, fellow kids, piece of garbage, like Guardians of the Border Squad. I just don't really know who sat down, put this cast together, put them in these outfits, and then said, this is what the fans want, because I really don't see many fans of Borderlands saying that this actually looks good. And most of the disappointment actually stems from, of course, the older actresses, but also Kevin Hart is Roland, because again, he's just going to be the butt of the jokes, and then he's going to make the female characters end up looking a hell of a lot better. I personally think they should have gone with a relatively unknown cast with one powerhouse actor. Also, when it comes to Claptrap, I definitely think that because Claptrap has had 2 voice actors in the past, they should not have chosen Jack Black, and they should have actually hired back one of those voice actors. That would have been a nice little addition for Borderlands gamers. And I feel like at every turn, they've disappointed. They've disappointed normal movie audiences who are saying this looks like it's going to be a fuckfest. And of course, people who have played the games who are saying this looks like it's going to be a fuckfest. They really haven't been able to nail Borderlands with all of the material we've seen so far. I think that the top comment on the official YouTube trailer really sums up what I was thinking. This feels like an SNL parody of Borderlands from someone who doesn't even understand Borderlands. It's so sad, right? Because we've had a lot of video game live action adaptations that have been extremely bad, like Halo, that I wanted to be good and end up being a fuckfest. And of course, now this Borderlands movie does not appear to be much better. But when you have a video game franchise you love, you want it to be good. I didn't want this movie to be bad. I was really hopeful, even though I was very skeptical from the beginning, just because of, what Borderlands is and the aesthetics. But it really does feel like somebody who did not understand Borderlands at all was handed a Borderlands movie and made it feel not like Borderlands. Roland would never tell Tina no explosives. Casting agent, how many characters should I miscast for this movie? Director, yes. Lilith, my god, I hate this planet. Me, my god, I hate this trailer. Very disappointing. It seems like nobody is particularly happy with what they have done with this film, and it's no surprise to see why. Maybe it will come out and it will actually be half decent. That's all that we could really hope for at this point, but so far it is getting absolutely destroyed by normal moviegoers and gamers alike. It seems like it is going to be another nightmare fuel-filled live-action video game adaptation. It doesn't come out until a bit closer to the end of the year in August, so it will be interesting over the next few months to see more of the responses and, of course, more of the material that they're giving us, like teasers and trailers. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.